mean, I think it's definite. This is working, right? Yeah. I think it's definitely different conditions, but I feel much better here than I do in DC. I think the court suits me a lot more. So I'm happy that I was able to get my first round win, and I hope that there's many more after that.
Hi Naomi, I wanted to ask you about your team, not so much like Tomas and the other guys there, but more so like on the creative side, like Marty, Sebastian, Alex, they kind of help put things together. Like for example, the cookout. I know Marty and Sebastian are kind of behind like the editorial and videos for your slam outfits. Can you speak to how those relationships kind of came about and how integral those people are to you, not only as business but as maybe friends as well?
Yeah, actually, I'm not working with Marty anymore. But I mean, Alex is there, and I'm working with Seb too. But it's definitely, I would say, really important relationships because I feel like with them, I could, well, I usually come at like 2 a.m. with something crazy. Like, that's kind of how the cookout happened. It was literally like the evening before. I was like, hey, like, do you think the tournament would be okay if we did this? And they were able to work so quickly and make it happen. So, yeah, that's kind of how the creative stuff works. And I feel like it's cool because we get to toss ideas back and forth between each other. And I kind of just spit like whatever, and they tell me what's realistic or what could actually work. So, yeah, they're really important to me.
And just to follow up, what kind of sparked that shift? I kind of noticed it maybe upon your return from maternity leave, you really gradually put more effort into like your looks, the hair as well. Was there anything like in particular that, was like maybe I can like do something else, or when did that kind of happen for you?
I mean, I think it kind of happened. Like, obviously, the French Open, 2020, what year is it? I don't know. The pink French Open look that I had that I played, yeah, when I played Badosa, that was kind of the one where I was like, like, it's actually quite fun to do this, and it's fun to give people moments because I feel like tennis, the tennis that I loved had moments of like, Sharapova, Serena, Venus, and I could just recount all of those. So I kind of like doing that. And then we kind of started getting a lot more extreme, I think, with the ambush outfit, which was for me a personal favorite because it kind of, I don't know, I haven't seen anyone do like an extreme thing before. And it kind of made me want to keep doing it, especially like telling stories and just, I feel like obviously there's the walk on the court and people can take a photo and like publish it however they want, but for me, like, there's a specific story I have in mind with all of the looks, and that's kind of why we create the way that we do.
As we build towards the U.S. Open, obviously you made the semifinals last year. Just curious, like in the past year, like how much did making the semifinals of the U.S. Open kind of reestablish, just to note for yourself that you're capable of making a deep run like that in a major?
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely a really big confidence booster, but it was funny. I was telling Tomas and my team, like, actually, after I lost in like the second round of DC last year, I had like a team huddle meeting, and I told them that I think that I'm still like one of the best players in the world. And then obviously after that, we went to the finals of Montreal and we did really well in the US Open. So a part of me thinks like I was probably confident going into that slam, and maybe that's why I did well. But it's something that feels really good in my heart because obviously it's my favorite tournament.
Hi, Naomi. Marley Dickinson, Blog TO. You talked about how much you enjoyed the atmosphere post-match today. You've been coming to this tournament for several years now. Off the court, is there any places that you typically frequent or that you'd like to do while you're in the city?
I strangely I don't know Toronto that well. And I would love to get recommendations, but I don't know. I have a restaurant that I haven't gone to this year, but I went last year. It's called Rum Corner. And it was pretty good, and hopefully it's still open. I think it is. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know Toronto as well as I wish I do.
Thank you.
Hey, Naomi. When you first burst onto the scene, you generated huge appeal and attention from Japanese fans in particular. I'm just wondering, when you see Alex Eala and the interest that she's generating from Filipino fans, I was just curious what you make of it and what it can do for women's tennis.
I mean, for me, I think it's great. Like, just now, I finished my match, and like the little go-kart was taking me back, and I looked at the practice court, and it was completely full. I was like, who's practicing right now? And, well, she didn't even go on the court yet. And then I saw the Filipino flags, and I was like, but no, I think it's awesome. Like, they're so kind, too, the fans. Like, I think she's playing late tonight, and some of them were on my court cheering for me, and I just felt really grateful. So it's so cool that she's building a new community. And then obviously her fans probably like watch tennis enough now to have like other favorites too. So I think it's amazing, and obviously great for the tournament because she sells a lot of tickets.
You mentioned how you love to tell stories through your outfits. Any, first looks or teases as far as like what story you want to tell in New York for the U.S. Open?
Yeah, I think this U.S. Open outfit story is probably like one of my favorites so far. And then obviously everyone knows like Nike's doing the whole like basketball thing. So that's probably the biggest clue that I can give you.
Basketball is the clue, or?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I think it kind of happened. Like, obviously, the French Open, 2020, what year is it? I don't know. The pink French Open look that I had that I played, when I played Badosa, that was kind of the one where I was like, it's actually quite fun to do this, and it's fun to give people moments, because I feel like the tennis that I loved had moments of like, Sharapova, Serena, Venus, and I could just recount all of those, so I kind of like doing that. And then we kind of started getting a lot more extreme, I think, with the ambush outfit, which was